got to have a fire. I know we're
Hi, we're here today to do a Bryn Mawr Fire Company training film on self-contained breathing apparatus, also known as SCBA. At the Bryn Mawr Fire Company, we commonly refer to this as a mask or an air pack. We use the air pack in oxygen-deficient atmospheres, such as fire buildings and possibly in hazmat situations. The air pack consists of three main parts: the air bottle itself, which holds compressed air, the harness, which is the straps, and the face piece, which allows you to breathe the air out of the bottle when it's on your back. Start out with the bottle itself holds approximately 30 minutes of breathing air. There's a gauge on the bottom of the bottle, and for each 100 pounds of air in there, you can assume that you have approximately 1 minute of breathing time. This does depend on how big of a person you are, how hard you're working. And let's go to the harness. The harness consists of the straps, which, as I said, helps to hold the bottle on your back. Attached to the harness is your regulator, which knocks down the high pressure air coming out of the bottle into a lower pressure that's breathable for you. Also on the harness, we have a PASS device, a personal alert safety system. It's designed that if you're motionless in a fire for 30 seconds, it sounds an alarm to let other firefighters know that you're having trouble. You can also set this off manually yourself in case you become disoriented and need help. Then the face piece allows you to breathe the air out of the bottle. It has a neck strap, spider web which goes over your head, and a breathing tube which connects to your regulator to complete the system. We'll now go into showing you the different parts of the air pack separated.
We'll now show you the three different parts separately, as Jamie said earlier. This is your bottle. It's made by Survive Air. It's a Mark II, model Mark II. It's made out of aluminum. It's rated at 2,216 pounds of air, which is a low pressure bottle. This is your on and off valve. Turn it. Comes on. Pull this in and turn it the opposite way, it goes back off. Your face piece. Pretty self-explanatory. Straps for your head, strap for your neck, strap that goes into the regulator on the harness, which is where your air comes from. The harness itself is where the bottle sits, which you put on your back that carries the bottle. That's the frame right here. The bottle, the neck sits in here. This wraps around the bottle and holds it tight on there. Your PASS device is your waist straps. These are your shoulder and underarm straps. Right here is your first stage regulator, which lowers the pressure coming out of the bottle about halfway. Right here is your warning bell. When this bell goes off, you have approximately 5 minutes of air left. It's a warning to get out of the building and change your bottle if need be. Coming out of the first stage regulator, there's a high pressure hose which runs up to your second stage regulator. This again reduces it down to breathing levels. On this red right here, which turns, is your emergency bypass. If you have a problem with your mask, if you break something, you lose your seal, you're getting air in, or you're getting smoke in, you would activate this, just crack it a little bit, that'll give you constant, heavier flow of air, which will give you a chance to get out of the building.
When we have a building fire or an alarm, anything within a building, the first two men on the ladder truck put on air packs. Jimmy's going to come in now and show you what we do to get in the air packs and the jump seats on the ladder truck. He's grabbing the face piece out of the bag that it sits in. First thing he wants to do always is make sure that he turns the bottle on. You always turn the bottle on all the way, down at the base of the bottle. Then he checks the gauge on the bottle and the regulator to make sure that they're pretty much the same. If they're drastically off, there's something wrong with the air pack. Now Jimmy's seated into the jump seat, and the first thing that he does is put on his seat belt. We have to be in seat belts. Now Jim's putting his arms through the shoulder straps. And then cinching them up. There's two more straps that Jimmy has to do. That's the chest strap and the waist strap on the air pack. He can cinch both of them up too to make it more comfortable for him. Next, Jimmy goes to put his face piece on, and this is the reason why we have the neck strap on there. He can put that over his head right now and let the mask hang from his neck. He's getting his gloves ready. So he can be as ready as he can be when he gets to the scene of the fire.
We've just seen how to put on and where the air packs are in the jump seats. Now we're going to show you where they are and how to put them on the rest of the ladder truck. Both compartments above the wheel on either side of the truck are where they're stored. Jamie's going to come in now and show us how to put them on. You would open the door, latch behind that door, roll down your AstroTurf rug. This protects the paint job on the truck from being scratched. There's a locking device on the air pack bracket. To release this locking device, pull the small pin which Jamie has now. Turn the unit toward the center of the truck and drop it down. Face pieces are kept in that bag right behind each air pack. Release the strap that holds the harness straps. Step into your shoulder harness just like you would if you were putting on a coat. One side, then the other. Once again, the same as in the jump seats, cinch up your shoulder straps. You put on your waist straps. Once it's clicked in, tighten that up. Same thing for your chest strap. Pull away and the unit will come out of the bracket. Put your face piece on over your neck. Prepare to go into a fire, and you're off.
Putting the air packs on in the pumps. Jimmy's entering the truck now and grabbing the face piece. We use the air packs in the pumps when we're going to assist another fire company, or it's also a good idea to put it on if we're going to a car fire. So Jimmy's coming in. First thing he does, always make sure you turn the bottle on first. And he wants to check the gauge at the bottom of the bottle against the gauge on his regulator and make sure that they're pretty much similar. If they're way off, then that air pack should be taken out of service. So Jimmy comes in and sits down and starts to get into the air pack, putting his shoulder straps on first. When he's at this point, he cinches up the shoulder straps, and when we're riding in the trucks, we always want to make sure that we're seat belted in. Right now, Jim's getting his waist strap, cinching that up. And as I said, making sure he puts his seat belt on. There's a little more room in the pumps to put on your air pack, but not a lot, more than the ladder. He wants to make sure he has his face piece with him and be as ready as he can when he gets to the scene of the fire. Always putting on the neck strap first. And he also wants to make sure that he puts on his chest strap and cinches that up. Jimmy's got his gloves out and he's as ready as he can be when he gets to the scene of the fire. Okay, now we're going to show you how to put on an air pack from the ground. Jimmy's going to go through all the steps. First thing he wants to do always is turn the bottle on, and you always turn the bottle all the way on. And check the gauges at the bottle and the regulator and make sure they're roughly the same. As we said before, if they're drastically off, you want to place it out of service. There's probably something wrong with the air pack. So Jimmy gets up, grabs the side with the regulator, his left side, and swings the other side around to put his right arm through. Cinches up the shoulder straps. Then he connects and cinches up his waist strap. And connects his chest strap and cinches that up. The reason why he held the regulator side and swung the other side is we don't want this regulator flying around. If you hit it, you're liable to damage it or hurt somebody behind you when it might be flying around. Okay, so Jimmy's got his harness on. Now to put the face piece on, the first thing he does is put his neck strap on, and you can see he's got his collar all the way up and fastened. Now he's going to put the face piece on with the straps. Pull the bottom two first, straight back, and then the top two straight back. This should give him a good seal around his face. Jimmy's going to check for a seal now by putting the hose into the palm of his hand and sucking in. You see the face piece go in. It shows that he has a good seal. No air's getting in here. Then he's going to put his helmet on over that with his ear flaps all the way down and try to protect every bit of skin that you have, exposed skin that you have. Okay? And then protect his hands. Jimmy's putting on his gloves. And then to find the final part of the air pack procedure is to hook in, and you can hear that he's getting air now from the bottom. It's just a simple twist to get air, and it's a simple twist to take off too. Now Jimmy's breathing the air out here, not out of the bottle. You don't want to waste your air outside the fire. You don't really want to plug in until you have to when you get into the fire. So Jimmy's totally suited up and ready to go into the fire now. Spare bottles on each of the pumps are kept in the rear compartment on the chief side of the truck, and there's 5 spare air bottles on each of the 2 pumps. These are also numbered. Okay, Jimmy's come out of the fire now, and he doesn't need the air right now. He's going to take his air pack off. First thing he does is disconnect his low pressure hose from his regulator. Take his gloves off so he can handle things more effectively. His helmet comes off. He's loosening his face piece, taking that off. And notice that he's loosening all the straps all the way. So the next person who gets in here
the air pack will be as ready for him as it can be. And he's also putting the straps for the face piece on the front of the mask, front of the face piece, like he found it. And now he undoes his chest strap and loosens it all the way out. Attaches it to its Velcro spot up on the shoulder strap. He undoes his waist strap and loosens it all the way out. And now he's going to loosen both shoulder straps all the way. As he takes it off again, he wants to hold the regulator side of the air pack so that the regulator is not swinging around. Okay? And now he's putting the air pack down on the ground. You don't want to put this in any mud or debris. You want to try to keep it in a clean area. Jimmy's letting out the harness, and he's turning the bottle off at the bottom, turning the air off at the bottom. Now he goes up and bleeds out the air that's left in the hose by the regulator emergency switch and makes sure that he puts it back again. Now he's able to disconnect the bottle. So he unscrews it at the first regulator. Okay, and then he loosens the band that holds the bottle on the back plate. And he takes the empty bottle out of the harness. Now he's either on the cheek side, the last compartment on both of the pumps. Then he places the bottle on the back plate into the harness and tightens it up so that the bottle will stay secure. Next step Jimmy's going to do is to hook the bottle up to the first stage regulator. You only have to make this hand tight, you don't have to crank down on it. Okay? And then he's going to turn the bottle on, listen for the bell, make sure air is coming through. And once again, check his gauges at the bottom and at the second stage regulator and make sure that they're pretty much the same. Now Jimmy has the air pack all ready for the next person who has to use it.
Just a few words in closing. We told you earlier, when the bell on your air pack goes off, you have about 5 minutes of air left. When that bell goes off, you get your partner, you let him know you're running out of air, and both of you exit the building.
Also, we want to stress that when you do put the air packs back, make sure that you have all the straps loosened as much as they can be. Everybody's a different size, and we want to make sure that you put it back just as if you were going to be the one getting into it next time, so that everything's right and it's set to go. The air pack's one of the most important tools we have, and one of the best things for your protection. So you want to make sure that it's always set to go, because we only have seconds when we get to a fire to be ready and get in there and do what we have to do.